Your brain can focus for hours on Netflix or YouTube, 3 hours straight, no problem. But 10 minutes on work, your mind is already wandering. This is not a discipline problem. This is not about willpower. This is not because you are lazy. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. And once you understand why, you can actually fix it. Stay with me because what I am about to show you is the real reason focus feels impossible, and why every piece of advice you have tried so far has not worked. Because here is the truth nobody talks about. Your brain is not refusing to focus. It is protecting you from discomfort. Let me paint a picture you probably know too well. You open your laptop. You have work to do. Important work. You tell yourself today is different. Then your phone buzzes. You check it just for a second. You get back to the screen. Read the first line. Then suddenly you are hungry or thirsty, or you remember something you need to look up. 15 minutes later, you have not started. And you are frustrated with yourself because it should not be this hard. Have you been there? Here is what is actually happening. Your brain is running a threat assessment. And the task in front of you, it is registering as a threat. Not a physical threat, a cognitive one. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for focus, burns through glucose faster. So your brain has evolved a simple rule: avoid cognitive strain unless absolutely necessary. When you sit down to focus, your brain scans the task. If it detects friction, uncertainty, or delayed reward, it labels that task as inefficient, not worth the energy cost. And then it redirects you to something easier. Something that gives you a quick dopamine hit with minimal effort. That is not weakness, that is biology. There are 3 specific threats your brain detects when you try to focus. And until you address them, no amount of motivation will help. The first threat is friction. Friction is anything that makes starting feel hard. Vague instructions, overwhelming scope, too many steps between you and the actual work. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania discovered that when a task feels ambiguous or complex, your anterior cingulate cortex, the part that detects effort, lights up like a warning signal. Your brain interprets that as, this will be painful. Avoid. So, what does it do? It finds something with less friction, scrolling, checking messages, reorganizing your desk, anything but the actual task. You are not procrastinating because you are undisciplined. You are procrastinating because your brain has identified that starting is expensive. Have you ever noticed that once you actually start, focus gets easier? That is because friction only exists at the beginning. The second threat is instant reward addiction. Your brain runs on dopamine. Dopamine is not pleasure. It is anticipation. The neurochemical that says this action will give you a reward. Here is the problem. Your phone gives you dopamine in seconds. A notification, a like, a new message, instant feedback. But the work you are trying to focus on, the reward is hours away, maybe days, maybe weeks. Your brain does not care about future rewards the same way it cares about immediate ones. This is called temporal discounting. Dr. Alemka at Stanford calls this the dopamine deficit state. When your brain gets used to frequent, easy dopamine hits, it recalibrates, it raises the baseline. Now, normal activities that require sustained effort with delayed rewards, feel boring, unrewarding, not worth your attention. So your brain keeps pulling you back to the easy dopamine. Not because you lack focus, because your reward system has been hijacked. The third threat is emotional resistance. This one is subtle. Most people do not even realize it is happening. Every time you sit down to work, there is a quiet emotional undercurrent. Fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, or sometimes just discomfort, boredom. Your amygdala, the part of your brain that processes emotions, does not distinguish between physical danger and psychological discomfort. It just knows this feels bad. Avoid, so your brain finds an escape. It distracts you. It convinces you that you will focus better later, that right now is not the right time, but later never comes, because the emotional resistance will still be there. This is why motivation does not work. Motivation is just a temporary override. The emotional resistance is still running in the background, and it always fades. Only people who understand their brain actually fix this. If you are still here, subscribe so you remember what comes next. So, how do you actually fix it? Not with willpower, with strategy. Fix number 1. Reduce starting friction. Your brain avoids tasks that feel big, vague, or complicated. So make the first step so small that your brain cannot justify avoiding it. Not write the report, open the document and write one sentence. Not study for an hour. Read one page and summarize it, not clean the house. Put one thing back where it belongs. Research from NYU shows this increases follow-through by over 300%. Because once you start, your brain shifts from avoidance mode to momentum mode. The friction disappears, focus becomes easier. Your brain does not give you focus before you start. It gives you focus after you start. Fix number 2, delay dopamine. If your phone is within arm's reach, your brain is running a background calculation, how much effort to check it versus how much reward. The answer is always very little effort, decent reward. That calculation happens unconsciously every few minutes, pulling your attention away even when you are trying to focus. The solution is not willpower, it is distance. Put your phone in another room. Not on silent, not face down, another room. Research from the University of Texas found that even the presence of your phone, even when off, reduces your available cognitive capacity. Distance weakens the impulse loop. Out of sight, out of mind is not a cliché. It is neuroscience. Fix number 3. Train focus in short sprints. Your brain does not like open-ended effort, but it loves clarity. Clear start, clear end, achievable goal. 15 to 25 minutes, one focused sprint, then a real break. Dr. Andrew Huberman explains this as ultradian rhythms. Your brain naturally cycles between focus and rest. Fighting that rhythm exhausts you. Working with it makes focus feel effortless. Most people try to focus for 2 hours straight and wonder why their attention collapses. Short sprints build focus capacity over time. Long, unfocused sessions just build frustration. Here is what this looks like in practice. Person waits for motivation. They tell themselves they will start when they feel ready. They wait for the perfect moment. They never start. Because the emotional resistance is still there. The friction is still there. The dopamine traps are still there. Person B lowers the friction. They make the first step tiny. They remove distractions physically. They commit to just 15 minutes. They start. And once they start, momentum takes over. Focus becomes easier. Person A is still waiting. Person B is already done. The difference is not talent. It is understanding how the brain works and working with it instead of against it. So here is what you need to do. Tomorrow morning, pick one task, just one. Make the first step absurdly small. Put your phone in another room. Set a timer for 15 minutes, then come back here and comment, did it work? Did focus feel easier once you started? Let us test this together. Because most people will watch this, nod along, and change nothing. Do not be most people. If this shifted how you think about focus, share it. Someone you know is still blaming themselves for something that is not their fault. Your brain is not broken, you just needed the right approach. I will see you in the next one.